So human resources is dealing with the people, whether it is a junior or a senior, or a staff or a patients. It is all human involvement and human management. And this constitutes 80% of your time, energy and success. This will determine whether you will be successful or not. So human resources is dealing with the people, whether it is a junior or a senior, or a staff or a patients. It is all human involvement and human management. And this constitutes 80% of your time, energy and success. This will determine whether you will be successful or not. Let us start. First thing, what is HR management? What do you mean by HR management? How does it flow? Basically, it is a planning, organizing, directing and controlling of the procurement, development and compensation, integration and maintenance of a people. So very important is the people. You have to manage them, you have to procure them, how to procure them, how to compensate them, how to integrate them, how to give your good values, and finally take output from them for other people's treatment. That is what it is all about. Coming to why it is so important to manage human resource or human capital, especially in healthcare. There are some things which you noticed, and you will also see lives are at stake. Right? Every time anything which is done, either you are saving somebody's life or you are damaging. It is very, very important to HR or a recruitment of a right person at the right place. The lives are at stake whenever we are working. Then there is an operational intensity sector. See, if the hotel does a wrong operations or hotel business does a wrong thing, it's not going to take any life. If our nurse or our ward boy something does wrong, it is very, very crucial. So it is an operation intensive sector. It is usually regulated by various types of compliance. So if your staff does a mistake, it is your mistakes precariously. There are medical legal issues involved. There is a high attrition in this sector. If the person gets a little more money, he will switch the job or shift the jobs. So how to manage that? The lack of skilled manpower. It is very, very difficult to find a very good talented individual in a doctor space or a nursing space or even technicians. They are very difficult to get, and truly skilled are very difficult. And it is a stressful job and environment because all the time you have deadlines to crush and patients to save. So at the end of the day, it is very stressful. That is why it is important to manage the human resource capital, especially in healthcare. Now, why are we discussing this? Because there is lack of formal education in our medical curriculum. Nobody tells how to manage people. When you are going to do in this branch, you are there for years together. You are going to manage the individuals only, but you are not taught how to manage them. It is not set. It is not taught set right. That what is the team, how to build it, how to train it, how to manage it. That is not there. Then we need to understand the rule of the game. We need to understand the fundamental of HR before we start managing people. So you have to have some real rules or understanding of the concepts about how the human behavior is. Then comes, there is no magical solution. See, we have to learn the basics of HR and then apply them as and when needed, and with the time we'll grow. We'll understand the basics and then more and more application will happen. Some mistakes you can do and then you can learn, but it is better to understand and learn from others' mistakes. That is why we are here. Then exposure to various types of theory and tested methods, so that these theories or these tested methods are from other business domains, but it gives a very good insight into a human psychology, and it gives you multiple options to deal with a particular situation. If you are stuck in a situation, these things or these fundamental skills will bring you out. And instead of reacting to situation, the knowledge which will give you, it will help you proactively respond to the difficult situation. Like you are stuck somewhere with a hiring or recruitment or attrition problem. So if your concepts are clear for you, you will be able to deal with the problem better rather than doing the firefighting all the time. This will help you build the systems, SOP and checklist, so that you can run the whole system on autopilot mode and concentrate on the clinical part. Now, fundamentally, you should be having knowledge of, there must be an organogram for a hospital, right? Why organogram is required? What is an organogram? It is a graphical representation of organization structure, and it shows a hierarchy relationship between the managers and the people who report to them and the department. This is very, very important. See, who has to report to whom, and why it is important? Because it will have a relationship and a communication, so that they are understanding what is their skills and how to contact and whom to contact. So how do you build it? This is one of the example I've taken. You can say there is a board of director, there are executive directors, and there are separate branches wise. Like medical director, you have diagnostics under it, pediatrics, staff physicians, and general service. So you have chief of staff, housekeeping staff, facility supervisor. Then director of continuing care, so nursing care, rehab staff. Then marketing, so marketing consultant, sales counselor, administrative, so business analyst, HR executive, payroll administrator, and dining director, so chef, restaurant staff, catering staff. So the whole work is defined, whole hierarchy is there. What is the reporting? This will report to him and report to him. He will not go directly to executive director. So this small, even if you have a small setup, it will be a simpler organogram. You must have one, so that the people who are working in an organization know whom to report to, and this will make your life easy. A lot of your time will be saved. Whether it is a small hospital or a big, you should have an organogram. Now, this is a very important concept. Maslow's theory or hierarchy of needs. So what does it mean? This is about the Maslow's motivation model. So there are a hierarchy of things which is a requirement of a person which will satisfy him. There are two levels. The deficiency need, there is a growth need. So up to this point, you have to give the person basic amenities or basic structure of living the life. And above that, this as the growth increases, the requirement increases. So you can start from a physiological needs. Matlab, it can be a roti kapda makan for first stage. Then safety for the second stage, where you say that, okay, wherever your workplace is there, it is safe for you or not. Then comes the belongingness and trust. So once the person's safety is ensured, then he will like to be loved or belong. Sense of belonging should be there. Then comes the self-esteem. And then starts the cognitive. You have to be challenged by cognitive needs. Then aesthetics are coming. Then comes the self-actualization. And finally transition. So transition or self-actualization तो हमारे यहाँ बहुत होता नहीं है. But the thing is, aesthetics, cognitive, esteem, and belongingness. This is very crucial to offer when you are dealing with the staff or any human being.